Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I am your host, Ron Dichter. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this community. I want to talk tonight, or today, I guess it's not quite night yet where I am, about overnight success. And there, for some reason, is this illusion that a lot of people that have had success maybe didn't earn it and got lucky, or just happened to stumble into something that ultimately made them successful. And the reason that I want to talk about this is I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs and I hear a lot of things about why people aren't successful, but seldomly do I hear about the things that people need to do to be successful. And there's this weird illusion that a lot of entrepreneurs that are out there just got lucky, fell into it. They were just overnight, just boom, they had a successful business. And I want to talk about me and my journey, because a lot of people think because I had my first exit in my mid 20s that means that I had instant success, but that's not true at all. And in fact, I have lots of setbacks along the way. It's just I started at a really early age, when I was still in college, on my entrepreneurial journey. So I got to fail a little earlier than maybe some people got to fail in their journey. But by no means is this an overnight success. I had to grind for 5 years. I know I've told you this before, but my first 3 years, I didn't have any money, didn't pay myself anything. In fact, I lived in a shed. I drove a motorcycle because my car got repossessed because I didn't have any money to pay for it. And a buddy of mine loaned me a Honda Nighthawk 450 motorbike, of which I didn't know how to ride it, didn't own a helmet, and I didn't have a motorcycle license, but that's what I drove. And so there was a lot of struggle. And when you think about the businesses that you aspire to be, sure, there are some that had very quick and, rather, rapid success, but the vast majority of them had a struggle. And so as you're getting into your own journey, I don't want you to think that just because you didn't have overnight success, that means that you are a failure. You have to look at laying groundwork. You have to look at, putting in the repetitions of time. And I use, very similar analogies over and over again. I talk about going to the gym. And, for those of you out there that are elite athletes, you know this better than anyone. It takes time, right? You got to put in the repetitions. You have to put in, the continued hard work, the discipline with diet and, routine to ultimately get to that end result. And business is no different than that. You have to put in these same repetitions. You have to put in these same amount of effort. And, I've used the quarter machine analogy a whole bunch throughout this show. But it's like that. Like you're putting in these quarters and you don't see immediate success happening, right? You feel like maybe something is happening, but you don't see it. And when you talk about these businesses that you think are overnight successes, they put in their quarters. They put in their repetitions. You may not have seen them because all you saw was the finish line. All you saw was the end result of the hard work and effort that they put in. You didn't see, the time they put into building out process, the time they put into building out systems, so that over a long period of time, they can sustain that momentum. They can sustain that growth. And you have to look at really putting, that discipline in now so you can build out these processes, you can build out these systems, you can build out, the muscle memory so that as you start putting in the motions day in, day out, week in, week out, months, years, maybe even decades, that you're putting in the right repetitions so that you can have the best chance of success. And so it's really important that you put in, that time to build these systems to sustain that progress, that you're trying to do. And then the most important part of that is don't quit. Don't stop. Don't, second guess yourself. Don't falter and think just because you didn't have overnight success that you're not going to be successful. The reason that you're putting in the time now, the reason that you're building out these systems now, is because over time, this is how you're going to be successful. So don't quit. Keep putting in that motion, keep putting in those quarters, into the quarter machine, and success will follow. And for some people, it might be months. For some people, it might be quarters, others years, others decades, maybe even a lifetime. But if you believe in it, you're passionate about it, and you commit to it, you're going to have success. So just don't look at people and say, oh, they're just an overnight success, and dismiss the hard work that they put in, because you're not seeing it all. You didn't see the quarters that they put in to get where they are, and stop worrying about other people. Focus on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build, and stop worrying about whether it takes you a week, a month, a year, a quarter. Just keep grinding. This is Projecting Grandeur. I'm Ron Dichter. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and comment. Most importantly, share, subscribe. Share, subscribe. You've got to share this with other entrepreneurs to change the world, disrupt, innovate, do all those great things, and subscribe. We put out 5 episodes a week. I do it because I care. I do it because I want to help, and I don't have all the answers, but anything I can do to help at least one person a day, it's a win for me. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.